Hey there people, Snowcrash here and welcome back. And today I've got a new wool farm. And no, I'm not going to be making any jokes about our New Zealand friends and how much they love their sheep. With some recent changes in Minecraft, I'm able to take one of my old wool farm designs, which was pretty awesome, but this one's even better, and make it fully automatic. And at the same time, reduce the materials down to a bare minimum. This wool farm is going to be really good for those just starting out. It uses a limited amount of redstone to produce a reasonable amount of wool. Alright, let's get into it. You're going to find a nice flat grass area, you're going to come down and you're going to lay out 11 grass blocks like this. Okay, once you've laid out your 11 grass blocks, you're going to come to this end and you're going to do the same again, but 3 high, like this. Now you'll see that I've moved that line across 1 block. It's offset, like that. Now you're just going to do the same again like this, just underneath. Another 11. And the same again on the other side like this. Alright, now what we're going to do is grab our cobblestone wall, just put it down here on the end. Grab any other solid block, it can be anything, and come up 4 like this. Alright, now what I want you to do is put a sign on the end here. Turn around and on the other side we're going to put ladders, 3 ladders like that. Switch to your glass blocks, put 1 on the end each there. And grab yourself a trapdoor and you're just going to put it on the bottom there and there like that. Switch back to your glass blocks. We're going to add another 3 glass blocks on here like this and on the other side like that. And we're just going to add a little wall around here because we're going to be putting some water in to move our sheep. Now here comes the exciting part, water. But before we do, we're going to just put a rail down like that and switch to our water and put a water source block there. Grab our glass again and we're just going to go over the top of the water like that and come out like this. Now we're going to need to build out some fences like this all the way down to the end and the same on the other side, stop the sheep getting out. Okay, come down to the bottom here, put a solid block there, piece of glass there, and what we're going to do is just make a little shape like that. And before we can put in the water, we're going to need to put in a dispenser and sign. So switch to just a temporary block like that, swing around to the other side, put your dispenser in facing this way like this. You can drop a chest in while we're at it, right there. Switch to your sign, put the sign on the end of the dispenser like this. And now you can put 2 glass blocks on the end like this. Come back around, and now we can drop in our water like that. I want you to cover this over like this. Put a block there, punch out these 2. Go back to your trapdoors, put 1 trapdoor down like that, 1 trapdoor down like that. Okay, well we're getting near the end here. Now let me explain about hoppers. They're pretty expensive, they use a lot of iron, and this farm can use 1, 2 or 3. Obviously 3's better, more is always better. But for the time being, if you can only afford 1 hopper, what you do is you come over here, we get rid of this temporary block. And we're just going to insert it in here facing into the chest. Now that'll get you going. It is going to collect some wool, but also some wool's going to end up on these 2 blocks here. So when you can finally upgrade it, you'll get rid of these 2 blocks and put in 2 hoppers facing into the end one like that. And that will optimize this and get the most wool possible. Now the next thing we need to do is just create a bit of a path down to the ground like this. Do the same on the other side. Now just a quick little explanation of why we did that. The sheep come along here, they think they can walk across the trapdoors and path down to this big grassy area down here, and that's why we have this little stairway. So that's pretty much what that's doing, and although it is not essential, it improves the efficiency of the farm. Let's put some shears into our dispenser like this. So what you want to do is just fill up your dispenser with shears. This will probably shear about 2,000, maybe a bit more sheep. And you can also put a hopper facing into the dispenser with another chest full of shears if you want to keep it going. Essentially what you want to do is make sure this dispenser always has shears. Now for the redstone part, this is very easy. Just put a block on the end of the dispenser like that. Another block down here. A redstone torch like that. A repeater on 4 ticks facing into that block there. A little bit of redstone dust here, and there will be some there, but I'm going to turn it on after I put all the sheep into the farm. Okay, before we turn this on and put the sheep in, we'll need 2 glass blocks like this, and 2 on the other side like that. So, the sheep situation, how many do you need, etc, etc? Well, you can start with a bare minimum. I guess it could work with 4 or 5 sheep in here. You can breed them in here. Really, you only need to start with 2. But what you want to do is get to about 40 sheep. Okay, once you've got your sheep in there, it's going to look a little something like this. The sheep are going to travel along the bottom, up the ladder, and then across here and fall down, and they're going to do that forever. We can turn on this automatic dispenser situation by putting the last bit of redstone in like that. That activates a redstone clock, and as you can hear, you're going to have that incessant clicking away as the dispenser is shearing the sheep. If we go to the other side, we can see the action. Okay, just a couple of housekeeping tips. I want you to put 2 blocks like this, the same on the other side. Now that's going to ensure that any stray wool blocks do actually fall down and go into those dispensers. It's also a good idea to put some torches down, and that will allow the grass to grow during the night time. Round the other side, like this, and down the bottom. Don't put torches where they walk, okay? Now you could have multiple farms like this with different coloured sheep to be able to accumulate all the different coloured wool blocks. This has given me another idea of what to use these wool blocks for. So perhaps in the next video, I'll show you how to feed this farm into other farms and those farms using the stuff from this farm. And it'll be really awesome. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now there is one last thing I'd like to show you before I finish up, and that is some people have a problem with this dispenser clicking all the time. Now there is a way of running this farm where it's not periodically every second clicking. So you can do that with an observer and a piece of string, and I'll show you how. What we're going to do is smash out this glass block here, and I'm going to try to put a piece of string right on the top of the trapdoor like that. Put your observer facing that direction, and you can already see the redstone signal there flashing away. Turn off this clock, get rid of that and that and that. We don't need the repeater anymore. And we're not going to need the redstone torch on the back like that. Get rid of that. And now we just have to wire up this observer down to this dispenser. And I think the best way to do that is put a block here, delete that, come up here like this, get rid of that, put a block here, replace this one, and now I think we can trail our redstone dust all the way down to the bottom. And as the sheep go over here, they'll periodically pulse this observer, which will shear the sheep. Now, you will lose some efficiency here. So I estimate it's probably about 10%. You're going to get 10% less wool per hour. You also don't get the continuous clicking of the dispenser. Some people may prefer it this way. I don't know. It's up to you. But it does require a little bit more materials. So there you have it, people. Fully automatic wool farm, as simple as I could make it, and hopefully I'll have some other ideas and uses for this coming shortly. This has been Snowcrash. I'll catch you later. Cheers.